What is up, LEGO fans? Cow60Bricks here, and today we are doing CowNA episode 9. So CowNA is a series where you can ask LEGO related questions, or they don't have to be LEGO related, though I do know a lot more about LEGO, and you leave them down in the comments and there's a chance they'll be answered in the following episode. And I basically will just pick the most interesting ones. So why don't you go now, pause the video, put in your comment, and then come back to me. So without further ado, let's just get into episode 9. So first up today we have 4 questions from the lore of the J, and the first of which being, how do I think the writers can improve Kai as a character? So me personally, I don't mind the current Kai that we have. I really hated Kai from season 1 to 7, and I know a lot of people really like that character of Kai, but he just really annoyed me. So I was actually kind of happy when they kind of took away that aspect of him and made it more of a comedic thing from season 8 onwards. However, I do think they could improve him a little bit by giving him a season and just giving him some new traits. I wouldn't like them to go back to the old ones they had from season 1 to 7, because I really didn't like that. I'd like them to just give him more development, but I like his comedic side that he's got now. The next question here is, do I agree that the season 11 minifigures are great? That's a bit of a leading question, but I actually do agree. I think they are the best wave of minifigures we've ever gotten, which might feel like a bit of a stretch to some people, but just starting off with the ninja, they are really great. Definitely in my top 3 ninja suits. I really like when they use the dark version of the color along with their normal bright version. I really like that, the accent thing and everything. I just think these suits are really detailed. I like the new armor as well. And the Legacy 1 HUDs are my favourite HUDs of all time. Then getting to the villains for this wave, we got 2 sets of them, which is incredible, and they were both really high quality. Even if we had just gotten one or the other, it would have been incredible. The fact that we got like nearly 8 different variants of villains, maybe more, with a few more Ice Samurai, and the Ice Samurai themselves look great with loads of new pieces for the armor and lots of different color variations. And then of course there's the Pyro Vipers, even better, a sphere all in gold, all those new molded pieces for the heads, char and everything. They're just all really great. And of course, let me not forget Pyro Whipper, who is one of the greatest minifigures of all time. He came out of this wave, and yeah, just so many different minifigures, and every single one is great. There's not a single minifigure from the season 11 wave, not a single one that I dislike. Our third question is, who is more scary, the Buildable Bat or the Great Devourer in the episodes? And yeah, that's an easy one, obviously the Buildable Bat. So that leaves us with our last question. Any updates on the Lego show? No, there is no updates at all. I haven't started it in the slightest. I'm completely leaving production of the Lego show to the summer. I'm going to have a lot of things now to do in the summer because I've been pushing a lot of stuff there. But hopefully I'll be able to start it at the start of summer, I guess. And that's when the episodes will be coming out. But I haven't really started working on it apart from, in my head thinking out how it could go. But not much updates. So our next question is here from Beskar Bricks, and I've just realised I've made that way too small, but he's basically asking, are there any other sets, like real life-sized objects, for example, the NES set that we got, that I think could do well as a Lego set? So I really think that set is awesome, the way it just looks like it's completely one-to-one scale, and they have all the little details down. It doesn't even look like Lego. I think there's just so many things they could do like that. That's a really difficult question. I'm just imagining a lot of different objects I think would translate well. I definitely think technology does pretty well. And if I was to just give an answer, I would say instruments would be a cool thing to see as life-size. For example, the piano. That's obviously not life-size, it's pretty big. If they did like a guitar or something and was even able to actually play like some notes in it or something, that'd be pretty cool. But that would be pretty hard for them to do. However, it's not impossible, because they've definitely come out with a lot of sets in the past year or so that I just wouldn't have thought were possible. So yeah, it's the future, and I think that'd be pretty cool if they did like a guitar or something. Alright, so Evil Chicken has a couple of questions for me. So the first one, thoughts on Game of Thrones, and I have never watched or read it, didn't even know it was a book thing. So no thoughts in it at all. That's probably not quite helpful, but yeah, I just don't know anything about it. The next question is, do I think a Darth Raven Disney Plus series could work, or a movie trilogy? Again, I don't know anything about him. I'm not being very helpful today, but I do actually have a couple of opinions on it, just because it's sort of like a Legends thing. I think those sort of things would be like do well just to be translated into, I suppose, media that most people can access. And it sounds like he's definitely quite an interesting character, and I'd really like to learn more about him. And yeah, I think a Disney Plus some kind of series or show would be really good. I don't know if he is a good character to translate, but just judging off other people's opinions, I think he would, and I'm just intrigued about him. So now he's asking, what is my least favorite Ninjago episode? And that's definitely like a difficult question, because I pretty much love all of Ninjago, but I do know the answer. It would be the first episode of season 14. Yeah, I just really didn't like this episode at all. It was super rushed, did not feel like Ninjago to me, no character, the plot was just so simple. I mean, it wasn't bad by any means, it was just average, but it definitely was not near the standard of a normal Ninjago episode, though quite near the standard of most Wildbrain episodes, just like quite a notch below, I would say. So our next question, what is my least favourite Sith and Jedi, and my favourite as well? So in terms of my least favourite Sith, I'm not sure if he's a Sith, I don't know the logistics around it, but I would say Kylo Ren. Obviously he's from the sequels, and yeah, just a bad copied character. And then as for my least favourite Jedi, it would be his counterpart Rey. Again, don't know if she counts as a Jedi, probably does, she kind of finished her training. And yeah, I just hate her because she's sequels and she copied Luke. In terms of my favourite Sith, definitely quite a generic one to say, but I have to go with Darth Vader just because everything that Star Wars is revolves around him. His character is just incredible. He has the most development. Like, everything's just so interlocked around him. He is Star Wars pretty much. And then as for my favourite Jedi, I would go for Yoda because he's quite relatable for me because he's small and I'm small too. But also he has some great lines. He's just kind of that wisdom guy. And he was really funny in episode 5. Kind of reminds me of Wu during the pilots. I just like that kind of like old man humour. So our next question here from We Want a 104th Battle Pack. And would you believe he is asking, should we get a 104th Battle Pack? And do I think we will get one? So first of all, I don't think LEGO owes us anything. And I don't think we need anything from them, like in the need sort of sense. So no, I guess. They make the stuff, we get it, we're kind of lucky in that way, so we don't really deserve to be demanding anything off them. In terms of like what I want one, that's actually my least favourite Clone Trooper Legion, so if we were to get any battle packs off them, that would be the last one I would want, because I just really don't like their design. The grey doesn't look that nice to me, and they've just got these weird like symbols. I don't know, I don't really like it. There's definitely a lot of other Clone Trooper Legions I would prefer. And do I think we could get one? I mean, yeah, as much as any other Legion, I don't know, I don't work for LEGO, so I don't have a clue. But it's definitely possible, it's not impossible. I don't see any reason inherently why not. It seems to be quite a popular Legion as well. Just not for me. So the Lord of the J actually has a couple more questions for me left in the CowNA episode 8 comment section, and these are all very interesting. So I would have left them for episode 10, but I really want to just answer them now, so I'm just gonna. So the first one, which Ninjago era do I love the most? So the Ninjago eras, as I would define them, I would say there's the OG era, which is Pilot Season 1, Season 2. Obviously then Ninjago ended, or was supposed to end, and it got rebooted with Rebooted. And that kind of era went on through season 3, 4, 5, 6, Day the Departed, and ended with 7. Then we had the Ninjago movie, so we got the design change, a little bit of a tone change, a few inconsistencies, and that led us into the Oni trilogy era. A lot of people's favourites. I love the Oni trilogy as well. And then we got the Wildbrain era, or as I like to refer to it as the Elemental era. That's our current one that we're in right now, and I call it the Elemental era because each season in the most cases like focuses on a certain element, which I think is pretty cool. As for my favorite one, I'm going to go with the era that's season 3 to season 7, just because the 3 middle seasons of that, 4, 5 and 6, are some of my favorites ever. 5 and 6 are my joint favorite seasons ever. I just think that was when Ninjago was at its peak. I think its storytelling was just 10 out of 10 at that point. They really found their place, and every new season I was just so excited for and blew me away completely. Every time I watch those back, it's just incredible. It was close to the Oni trilogy, which was like completely perfect, didn't have any average seasons. They're all really great, 3 great seasons. I just think the seasons in this era were just slightly better. So his next question, favorite Ninjago wave and storyline combination. So definitely an interesting question, because to me, I always find the worst seasons have the best set waves, and my favorite seasons always have pretty average ones. So I have to kind of find middle ground here, and I would say season 10 Obviously, an absolutely amazing season, really, really beautiful, and the conclusion to Will film. Love that season. And then obviously that was the year we got introduced to Legacy, and I think Legacy is such an amazing concept. So the sets weren't exactly based off season 10, but it was a, wave and storyline combination nonetheless. And a few of those sets do correlate with the season, such as the Monastery or Cole's Earth Driller, and their suits, of course. And yeah, love the sets, love the show and that year. And the final question, which Ninjago YouTubers do I watch the most? So my favourite Ninjago YouTubers would be Bricks by Mind, Windrunner Matt, his companion basically, Spit Bricks, and just newly Generic Stud. Generic Stud is like really hilarious, does like a completely different take on Lego videos. Same actually for Windrunner Matt. But yeah, those would be my favourite YouTube Lego channels. Ninjago, sorry. So remember last week when I said that we had gotten to the end of all of Lego Fett's questions? Well, he's actually come back with an entire other list of questions that's going to keep us going for at least another 6 episodes. So I'm just going to be answering the first 2 here. And the first of them is, do I actually own the Lego Buildable bat? And if so, can I review it? No, I do not own it. If I did own it, I definitely would have reviewed that months ago. I am hoping when I'm older to possibly purchase it off eBay, and it'll probably be quite cheap because it's definitely not a popular set, but it would mean a lot to me. So yeah, I'll definitely get that sometime in the future and review it. And his other question is just, do I think Sidious or Voldemort was the better villain and who had the more sinister plan? And for me, that's absolutely easy. It's got to go to Darth Sidious. His plan was just way more complicated. He basically orchestrated the entire events of the Clone Wars and everything you see from episode 1 to 6. And he created the entire empire and got the most powerful Sith possible under his command. And then you compare that to Voldemort, whose plan kind of failed, like he lost, he died. And he's just basically a simple man compared to Darth Sidious. Today, do I like Mustafar? And yes. Hope you enjoyed the video. That's all from me. Have a great I almost forgot, if you don't like, subscribe and share this with your friends. The Buildable bat will be very upset.